Okay guys, what's going on here today is this is the MazdaSpeed 6 and 3 power steering pump. I'm going to give it a quick rebuild. So basically all you're going to need is the Mazda kit, seal kit. Here's the part number here. You need one of these kits. Basically my pump was already disassembled and washed, so you can wash yours too. Basically you can use simple green, works pretty good actually. So first things first, get it all stripped, get it off the car on the bench. There's two clips holding the reservoir on. You just gently right here lift up a bit on it and push them off, and these clips slide right off. Don't mind my bench, it's a little bit messy. I'm doing renovations right now, so reservoir comes off. I've already washed this already with simple green. It's all cleaned out. Next, you're going to want to start moving parts of the back of it. I like to remove sensors, so remove your pressure switch. Take it out. Don't damage the O-ring though. There's 4 12mm bolts in the back. Pop them off. Mine are loose already because it's just the easiest way. Now pop the cover off and rock it a little bit slowly. You'll feel the pump, a little bit of suction to hold the rotor in place. It pulls off this way here. Put it to the side. And when you pull your parts out, you can flip them this way if you don't know what's going on, if you don't remember. But take some pictures or watch this video, and you'll see they have little part numbers on them and so forth. So the rotor head itself has a little dimple on it right here. This is up. Now there is a little ring clip right here. It's a bit of a bitch to get off, and I found the easiest way was to use a small pick, push down on it a bit, use a small screwdriver, and then pry up a bit on it and walk it up. Do not bend it in any way, because if you bend this thing out of shape, good luck putting it back on, and good luck. I don't know if you get this part from Mazda or not. So, like I said, be careful with it. Next, you want to pop your rotor off. The best way to do this is basically just you can pull the whole pump off the shaft. It's out like this. The parts will come right out. So, like I said, top of the rotor has a little dimple on it to tell you which way it's going. The outside casing and the inside casing has an S on it, and they correspond together basically. So you can remember this S and S, put them together, and then that's it. Next, pull your shaft out of your pump. Yeah. So basically, next, pop this pressure valve. I think it's pressure control valve out. You're gonna need an impact socket to get it out, or if you don't have an impact, you can do this on the car with the pump bolt on the block. All 3 bolts. You're gonna put a lot of pressure on this thing and take it off. So basically, get this pressure switch off. It's 27mm. Like I said, it'd be easier on the car if you don't have an impact. It's on there pretty good. Now pull this off. There's a spring inside and a valve. There's actually a spring and a valve right here. So here's your valve and spring, and it goes on like this. So basically, orientation is this way. Next, pop your oil seal off, your front seal. Take a screwdriver. Flies off. Now I'll give this housing a quick wash. Wash all the inside out. Any of the surface where there's an actual your copper gasket onto, give it a quick sanding. So sand here, here. If you want to clean this up, whatever, do what you want to do with it. Now on the actual shaft, the pulley shaft, if you look closely here, mine had a little bit of rust. I'm in Canada, so you'll have to basically take some emery cloth and give it a quick sanding, because you don't want this rust hitting your new oil seal. It's going to tear it up. You're going to have an oil leak right away. So basically, give it a quick scuff up, and then clean all these parts up, and then we'll be ready for assembly in about next. Okay guys, this is shoot number 3. I messed up. I'm gonna do it again, so we'll get it right this time. Okay. So first things first, pop your seal in place. Put a little dab of ATF fluid on the shaft. And on the inside here of your seal, put some ATF here and on the actual sleeve inside. You're going to make the two together, gently spinning it so you don't scratch the seal. Next, you're going to put your bigger O-ring on the outside here. The best thing to do is when you take this apart, make sure you leave the O-rings so you know which ones are what, because they're different sizes in this car, on this pump. This O-ring here fits on the inside here, which is the one I forgot before. Your roller backing plate, drop it in place. Now your rotor housing with the S down facing towards the backing plate, and you're going to try to line up the dowels, these two dowels right here, together. It's pretty much like this. There you go. That's in place there now. Then drop your roller housing in, your roller in place. And Mazda provides you with a new wire clip ring. Press it in place. You're going to want to use 2 screwdrivers to push it in place. It's like walking on a piston ring on a piston. Retaining clip, whatever you want to call it. There it is. Give it a quick little spin, make sure it's in place. There you go. Next, drop all your vanes in place. These can go in any directions. They're non-directional. And there you go. I will take a little bit of ATF fluid and I'll put them on the top of the vanes, the top plate. If you want to pour some in, you can pour some in. It's not really a big deal. Put a little bit on the outside of the rotor housing here. Install your your O-ring for your backing plate. Take your backing plate, take your ATF fluid, put a little bit in the actual back bushing on the housing, and then you're going to drop the housing on. Pull your pulley down a little bit. There it is. Oh, sorry. Goes up and down, you see here. Pull it in place, drop it in place. Take your backing plate, line the dowels up, and you will hear some compression of the fluid. And there you go. Your backing plate's on. Take some Loctite. Put a little Loctite in your back, your 412 mils. I do this. You don't have to do this. Up to you. Personal choice. I do this all the time. It's cheap insurance. I'll put the Torx spec in the description. So lift your housing up. Verify that your O-ring is in place. It's not pinched or anything. Pull your housing down and tighten your 412 mils down. Mine's a little tight right now because I've done this 3 times and the Loctite's starting to cure. Now, the easiest way to tighten these up if you don't have an impact or any way to torque them down or a vise is bolt this pump onto the car real quick and tighten these down. Next, you're going to install your pressure switch, and you'll get a little spin, should be fine. Next is your pressure valve spring. Drop it in place. Drop your valve in place, the screen down. That's in place now. Now there's 2 O-rings on here. You can pop them off. Use a pick. Just walk them off. Disregard them. Toss them out. Clean your fitting off here. Now there's 3 O-rings that come in the, well, there's 3 big O-rings that come in the kit. There's one that's smaller, and this goes on the reservoir housing right here. These 2 here are pretty much the same size. One's a little bigger, so you're gonna have to match it up with which one you pulled off. And that's there. Just walk it on, same thing. Little O-ring goes here. Same thing, walk it on gently. I like to use my finger assist, that way there's no chance of piercing the O-rings. Walk them on, and I usually try to give them a little spin, that way they'll unravel themselves. A little bit of ATF fluid on the O-rings, and then in the actual bore itself. And then tighten this down. Take a 27 mil. Now if you want, since it's a little bit hard, if you don't have a vise, put this in the car and put these on in the pump on the car itself if you want, it makes it a little easier. Same thing with the pressure switch. This O-ring you can't change. It's not an O-ring, it's a hard plastic, like a nylon. You can't change that one. And by looks of it, this one doesn't get replaced because it's different size. It doesn't come in the kits. Remember this from last time, same thing. So put it on, give it a spin. A little bit of ATF fluid in the bore also. On the actual nylon too. And like I said, tighten those down in the car if you want, just snug them down. Your last one now is the O-ring for your reservoir. Put this on your washed reservoir. Place the reservoir on the pump. Right. Put some ATF fluid down. The 2 clips, they are different. You'll see the different patterns on them. One goes top, one goes bottom. So the contoured side goes towards the front of the car. So this one here is a contour to the front here. Just take it on, press it on, give it a little tap. It's on. Same thing here. That's it. Your power steering pump's done. It's now installed in the car, and I would personally put it in the car, and if I'd put the hoses on it, put some fluid in the actual pump, and spin it by hand to make sure you get some fluid running around the veins before you start the car up. And that's it, guys.